dude. Like I was spending time watching and learning, and I'd always, I played music, and a
Okay.
lot of my like performing comes from a musical background, and I've done theater, and like I'd always been the funny guy in theater, and I kind of thought, if I could just get on a notebook and just write and get in front of a crowd, I could really like see how my craft would work, and it's all really worked out really well, and I love it, dude. It's a huge passion for me now. Now it's nothing. It's the only thing I want to do. Like I don't want to do anything else.
All right. Well, I do want to backtrack a little bit because I didn't even actually know you were a really big music guy. So, take me back into the music a little bit because that's something that I didn't even know about you. So, talk to me.
Yeah, man. Started playing. I sang first, and I started playing guitar in fifth grade, and then I was the only boy in middle school chorus for 3 years, so I was a bit of a Casanova, and then started doing musical theater in high school, and been performing at bars, clubs, music spots for the last 8 to 10 years. Just
Okay.
a bunch of stuff. I'm out there on Apple Music, Spotify, doing all that good stuff, trying to produce my own music. So I do a bunch of different stuff.
Okay. Do you like have like a band or anything, or are you just like solo?
No, it's me just by myself. I was in a band for a little while, and we had an awful name. We were called Todd and the Virgins, which is a misnomer for anybody out there listening. But I, I I was in that band for a while as the front man, and other than that, just by myself.
Hey, a friend of mine has a band called Uncle Skunk, so you're not alone with the awful fucking names. I was gonna say that had to have come along when he was fucking wasted. That's the only way I could have pictured that.
Yeah, I mean, like, or your uncle is just really bad at nicknames. Like, he just accepted it, and that's it.
Nah, this kid had to be high off his nut. I'm telling you. That's the only way he would have came up with that name. Him and the other two had to be high off their nuts, and I don't even know if they're playing with him right now. With the whole quarantine going on and everything. But
Sure, sure.
all right, so you had that going on at first. Comedy came around in college, I'm assuming. How many years has it been then?
I'm going on 2 years now, so that was about the end of my junior year
Okay.
that I really started, and then I'd say my real focus dove into it in senior year. When you're getting like the senior scaries and you don't know what life is going to be like.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to grind on comedy. Like that's going to be my thing.
I had that senioritis, honestly, where that fucking year just dragged on and shit, and I was just waiting for it to be over.
Oh, dude, isn't it the worst?
Oh my
Like,
god, it's awful. Gonna say, hold on. I gotta ask you this. What's worse for you? Is it senior year in high school or senior year in college? For me, it was senior year in college.
okay, I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of high school. So definitely. Also, sorry, I don't know what the cursing policy is here,
I
but
don't care.
I, I,
I could
I
give a
definitely
fuck what you do.
no, I loved college a lot more than I loved high school, and the actual end of everything for college was good because it culminated in a great end. I would never go back, but high school, I couldn't wait for. College, I was like, let's hold on to this for a little while.
Yeah. I think after finals, I was like, all right, I can hold on to this for a little while, and there's stuff I can enjoy now. But before that, I couldn't wait for it to be over.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember. So after finals week at Quinnipiac, we have like a big like party weekend that's like huge for all the seniors.
Yeah.
And I just remember being there and being like, there will never be a time where I can do this much debauchery like ever again, and just like not care about it. So it was just like that's kind of where the senioritis kicked in. Like, oh, you don't really want that to go away.
Yeah, no, of course not. That's the best part about senior year when you finally have that over and you just get that week to just enjoy yourself. I remember one day there was a cruise that my senior class went on. That was fucking phenomenal. They took a trip down to AC that I didn't get to go on, which was a shame. But, we just got to enjoy life for like a week and it was just a great thing to experience. And then, life came around after we got our diplomas and let us know how we're not worth shit. So, you know, that's something I do wish I could hold on to for a little bit longer. But, you know, about 10 months later, I got up into stand up comedy because I realized how shitty my life was probably going to turn out. But, you know, falling on my ass ended up being a great thing. So, At least with you, it happened a little bit before you came out. So, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, also, I graduated with a journalism degree, so like, if you want to talk about waste of time and money to a certain extent, I mean, I love my professors, but Jesus, I might as well have like just gotten a Chinese food menu when I graduated and walked out of there. But
Hey, man, I have a communications degree and my girlfriend has an art degree. I don't know who the
hey,
fuck
fuck,
you think you're trying to
let's
talk
go.
to. Holy shit. Hey, but she has a better job than probably both of us. She got a graphic design job at a gym, and she's been there for like 6 months. So
That's sick. I'm running social media for a university.
okay.
That's my gig.
I mean, does it pay anything?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing well, I'd say, for like a kid out of college. But like,
Holy shit.
it's not the dream. Like, if it were the dream, I'd be a lot more thrilled to talk about it and want to. But I'd rather not.
Fucking Christ. I have an internship at WBCB when I'm not here that doesn't pay anything, and other than that, I lift boxes for a living.
Dude, look, I'm all in on like doing bullshit until the dream comes. But like, I just want the bullshit to be over, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm already on my third vest at the job, and that's going, so you can tell how shitty my life is. I don't really feel like going to vest number 4, but that's just me.
But
That's
then,
just
like, if you could keep going, like, you could get one for every day of the week. That'd be pretty sick.
you get one a week.
Oh, okay. All right. Never
But
mind.
you know, I gotta. But no, I gotta stop at this fucking vending machine looking thing to get that and a pair of gloves. And I'm really not trying to do that because it's a waste of my time and it bothers me. I would just rather get in a truck and load if I can at all control it so it can go faster.
Right, right. Yeah,
I'd
that makes
rather,
sense.
you know, the sooner I can get to my March of the Penguins walk to my car because my legs are killing me, the better.
Oh, yeah, you know, because of the whole chafing thing. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a great callback, by the way. If you didn't see John's special, little shameless plug. Uh, catch that bit. That's a great one.
That's the number one pandemic in the world, just so everybody knows. Ain't that
Don't
right,
sleep on-
Gino? You're not that fat, but where the
Thanks, man.
fuck is he? Where the fuck is my producer? He's just gone. I can't hear him or anything. Yo, am
It's just me and
I in this building by myself? This is fucking beautiful. He's probably talking to his daughter outside. His daughter actually has the show before me, so.
Hey, John, I'll be
Oh,
with
there
you
you
in a minute.
Oh, it's Ruben. All right. No, I was just gonna say that, you know, the number one pandemic is chafing, and I was gonna include you guys in on it, but if you need a minute, it's fine. Yeah, no, but that's definitely the biggest thing that's hurting my life right now through this quarantine is that, you know, I still have to deal with that. It's an awful thing. But I do want to ask you a question since, you know, you were doing comedy in the scene up in Massachusetts and now you're back to doing it down here. What's the differences between the scene up there and the scene down here? Because depending on a lot of the places you go, the scene is very different. You go to Connecticut, you know, you get completely different crowds than when you get them in New York. You know, I don't know
yeah,
what the scene is like, you know, around LA, around April, or, you know, around Phoenix by Jesse. I don't know what the scenes are like over there. But tell me this differences in the scenes between, you know, Massachusetts and here.
yeah. I think so. It's drastically different, like, on a plethora of reasons. But I'd say like the number one reason is it's very territorial in Massachusetts. Like, the big thing up there is like if you haven't been at these open mics or like these places from the start, you're considered an outsider, and like
Okay.
people will, like, you know, you're looked at differently. Like when I've been to open mics a ton of time, and I've been to the same one over and over again, and the same people will show up to get a better time slot, like things like that, and like it's really loyal to the people who have kept coming, and then, you know, I try to get in there and like I'm a nice enough guy, you know me, like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to screw anybody over, but they kind of make you out to be some sort of, you know, black sheep, and it's a little tougher to break into. I've met two people that I consider friends in the Massachusetts scene, and I've been doing it for a while. I came back and started doing the Jersey, New York scene, and I've met you know, Jay, like
Yeah.
the set group of people that we've had in less than a month, like it's just a lot friendlier. And as far as the comedy goes, I'd say that here everything's fair game. Like nobody's offended by things here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say nobody, but like it's a lot harder to offend people. People are more willing to accept outrageousness within comedy, and then up there, it's if you say the wrong thing or breathe the wrong way a little bit, people are more easily offended. And you'd like to think not, because of the whole mass hole ideation, like the idea of what a mass hole might be. But I don't know where they are in these comedy clubs, because really they're just they're tough to break through. You know, it's a lot different. You know, I feel more confident down here because I think people are more accepting of widespread ideas.
I actually know a couple good Western Mass comedians that are coming on the show with you May 15th. You haven't heard of a guy named Tom Roche, have you?
No, see, here's the thing about Massachusetts, man. Like, if you're in Boston, like in Boston, trying to do open mics, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I've never,
Okay.
and I got to take, like, Jesse had mentioned this as a really good piece of advice. Like, try to get outside of the city, because that's where you're going to get the real comics and like the real people who are grinding and doing it. And I believe that now, like,
Okay.
especially seeing how things have gone coming back home and stuff.
Okay. So, like, the people, like, outside the big cities, that's what he was trying to say?
Yeah, like the people who are, they're kind of they're doing their own thing at not the city comedy clubs. They're the people who are the real grinders and the people who are really passionate about it. Which
Yeah.
I guess is few and far between, but also like I kind of like the idea of that.
I think I see where he's trying to get with it, because the cities are gonna have a lot more stuff going on, whereas when you go outside them, you gotta actually look for the places that are gonna have it going on, and you gotta actually find different stuff to get involved in. So I see where he's coming from with that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever gone up to Massachusetts and done a setup there ever?
I've gone up to the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, and I've met a couple of comics from Western Mass that I really clicked well with. That's why I'm bringing them up now, because they're going to be on the show with us. But I've met a couple Massachusetts comics, and I personally really clicked with them. So they're great.
Yeah,
they're great
I mean,
people.
I
think.
I think my sample size is a bit smaller, and that's just because of when you like moving up there and I don't know anybody. Like I'm living on my own, so I'm just like joining Facebook groups and seeing what's in the area and like what I'm comfortable with going to, because I just don't know a lot of the spots. So
Yeah.
that could also be a reason why I haven't clicked super hard with a bunch of the people up there. But two of the guys I know are freaking hilarious. They're awesome. That I know that sooner or later they're gonna blow up, and I can't wait to see it. But
Hey, you should bring them around us then.
yeah, for sure. I'm actually trying to figure out I want to introduce them to Jay, but I know he's like been super busy and stuff, so I'm gonna try to wait for a good time for him to ask for some comics like when he needs them. But they're good guys. I'll add them to the group. They're great.
I definitely want to get other comics to meet Jay, because I think Jay is just super helpful with all the comedians that he's worked with. So
I think, just hopping off that for a second, I never thought I thought people would be super competitive across the board, but Jay has this air of he wants to mentor people because he knows what it takes, and he's been beyond helpful. I mean, I never thought I'd get a 30-minute special when I'm 23 years old.
Yeah.
I never thought that I'd be in a festival either. You're in that festival now too, and that's crazy to me, dude. That's so nuts. It's all because of Jay.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to get in a lot more festivals this year too, and this is the first one since probably last year. So I definitely have a lot to thank for him, including that 30-minute set, including being able to work with, fucking TV stations, BMG, Viva Live, which I'm grateful for. I definitely want to make sure I say that. And just all the opportunities that we've been able to get, at a time where we didn't really expect them to be there.
Yeah, exactly. When I came home, and I just joined Facebook groups, and I'm thinking maybe I'll just meet some guys and I'll set up some shows for after or something. And then, Jay, and the coolest part about Jay, and I know we're kind of on a tangent about him,
Yeah,
but
fine.
he's retired, dude, but he doesn't have to be doing this stuff, and he does it because like he sees people trying to do new things and
Yeah.
like trying to do stuff that's out of their comfort zone, but he knows he could produce it, and like that's just the mark of a good person.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the
I know he definitely wants to keep himself busy too, man. He's told me this himself.
yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to stay busy? You're stuck inside, dude. I've been making bread. That's literally my hobby now.
Your hobby is
Imagine-
making bread.
I swear to God,
That is
I
the
make
most-
bread and I'm gluten free. That's the saddest part.
That is the most bland hobby I have ever heard of in my entire life.
Well, I
You
mean,
could have
like-
You could have said
like,
knitting, and I would have been more excited for you.
Oh come on, dude.
You
Like,
said
you
said
don't think I
making
could get
bread.
creative with dough?
Yeah, well, that's probably true, but like just the way you said that, like my hobby is making bread. Like
Yeah,
just
I mean,
like the Tinder profile just sounds like it's slowly getting more boring the longer it goes. I like knitting, long walks on the beach, and making bread with my cat next to me.
to be fair, at least I'm not one of those people who like post Instagram and Snapchat stories of my bread with ridiculous like gift stickers.
Oh fucking
Like,
Christ!
I just do it. I don't want to have that taped to my name. You know,
That's
but
not-
John's the bread guy.
That's not something to brag about. No, but nobody wants to
No.
brag about being John the bread guy.
No, trust me, I know that. I need something about me though. Like I gotta get a little less generic than John Franklin.
I was gonna say you sound like you belong in a nursery rhyme.
Dude, you have no idea. You know, like the Google Me game when you're kids, like you and your friends start Googling yourselves on the internet and whatever. Like by the time I get to high school, like my friends are getting like, oh, like hit a home run in the baseball game last week. Like this guy's gonna be in this year's spring musical. Like for me, it's like, oh yeah, it's still set. I'm a British naval captain.
You don't know how
Like-
bad. Listen, you don't know how bad I want to introduce you as John Franklin Jingleheimer Smith. It's awful.
Dude,
I never
That's-
picture.
damn it. Damn it. Like, you can't just let me live my life as a generic person. You have to make it even worse.
Wait, I just want to know, like, those are the two weirdest first names to be put together.
John Franklin.
And I know of a professional wrestler named Adrian Neville, so.
I mean, let's not forget storied New Jersey wrestler Balls Mahoney. Let's pour one out to Balls Mahoney.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Are you a wrestling fan?
I'd say I dabble in wrestling. Like I know enough about it. I'm not up on the like most recent stuff, but I went to a show last year actually.
Okay, because you're talking about somebody from the old ECW right now.
Dude, hey, look, I'm not a super fan, but I know some good stuff. I gotta rep my Jersey guys.
Li-
A few years ago, you'll actually like this. This is my sophomore year. I'm in a Spanish class with a kid I was roommates with, hardcore wrestling fan, and we're in the middle of a lecture, and I just slipped him a note, unprompted. It says Balls Mahoney, and he started out loud, like dying laughing in the middle of class. I've never seen a person get ripped apart in Spanish better than that by a professor. It was freaking awesome, and he couldn't explain why he was laughing.
Oh, that's great. The professor should have made him explain why. That would have been even more beautiful.
I don't even know what Balls Mahoney translates to into Spanish.
Wait, does it actually translate to something?
Mahoney definitely doesn't. Balls probably does.
Let's look it up. Hold on. It's probably just going to tell me the word ball in Spanish, though, if I try to look it up.
Yeah, I think it's like pelota.
Pelota?
Pelota.
Pel-
Pelota.
Pelota Mahoney?
Pelota Mahoney. I
Pelota-
love it. That's a good thing.
Pelota
He
Mahona?
could have been
Pelota Mahona with the corona.
that fucking people's elbow.
Fucking Christ. Holy shit. All right, but I do want to ask, which scene do you like better? You know, do you like the Massachusetts scene for what it was? Like, would you go back if you had the choice, or do you like the Jersey scene better?
Oh, the Jersey scene, for sure. I mean, I haven't even really done it in person, but I can already feel like the feeling of it is better. I fit better here.
Okay.
No doubt about it. That's really all I can say about it. Like, there's just better people,
Yeah.
more exciting.
I just think what you should be going for right now, especially, with the, fact that we can only really do like Zoom shows and IG live shows, is just trying to, get connections from like different connections. That way, when this is over, like you're actually able to go to different places and do different live shows. Like you have the choice to go to the city or you have the choice to go to the shore. I've actually never done a show at the shore, so I want to do that. Or you could go a little bit further down north or Cherry Hill, some place like that. That way you'll have choices, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not trying to be like totally pigeonholed. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think like I same as you. Like I grew up around the shore area, not as a kid, but like we would always be down the shore as a kid,
Yeah.
you know. And I would love to do a show down there. You know, they got some great clubs at the shore, like
Oh yeah.
totally on. And I would love to do a show down there just because it just feels like home.
Okay, which beach were you at the most as a kid?
Point Pleasant. My
Oh, my
family,
fucking dude. Let's go. That's
Point
my
Pleasant is our
fucking
spot.
beach.
Dude,
Oh,
the best one. Untouchably the best one.
bro, that's the best one for any fucking kid. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I know. You have the Jenkinson's Boardwalk. Like, it's the best, dude.
Classic.
Like, we used to spend so much time. That roller coaster, on the boardwalk, the old roller coaster right next to the
Yes, I do.
Himalaya,
Yes, I
We-
do.
When we were kids, dude, we used to we knew where the camera was, so we would take the most ridiculous pictures. We got to have like 100 pictures just
Bruh.
like on that roller coaster.
What's that flying saucer one called?
Not the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Yeah, it wasn't the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Oh, was it? Oh,
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was the flying saucer where you like went up after a while because it was spinning so fast.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about because I can't remember the name of it, but that was like right next to the Moby Dick ride when they put the Moby Dick ride
Yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with that ride because I'm fat, so it makes me feel like my goddamn chest is gonna cave in. But it's so fun to ride in.
See, I'm petrified of heights, and I can do that ride, which means we also have a love-hate relationship.
It only goes like 3 feet high.
The Moby Dick ride?
Oh, not the Moby Dick ride, the flying saucer one.
Oh, no, the flying saucer ride. Oh, we miscommunicated on that one. But yeah, no, the flying saucer ride is electric. That was the one that's like kids, like you get on and you just immediately hop on the line again.
Yeah. But I feel you with the Moby Dick one. I have a fear of heights too, so I feel that. But there's like a pattern because they have all the good rides like in the back, like the fucking cool kids in a club or some shit. You got the flying saucer, you got the Moby Dick, you got the Himalaya next to that, you got the old ass roller coaster next to that, and if you're feeling frisky, you go on the swings after.
Yep, the giant swings. That's your cool down. You do all those rides in a row at the giant swing.
Exactly. You burned all the calories from the other ones. Now it's time to cool down.
Exactly. Then you hop up, you get a freaking funnel cake. You just jump into it.
I was gonna say after the first ride, my fat ass already goes all the way through it, so I've already been flattened out. Fucking goes up my rolls like I'm the Pillsbury Doughboy or some shit. I have abs when I come out of that fucking thing. Flat stomach, no love handles, no nothing. It's fucking beautiful.
That's the unsung hero of the workout regimen. Riding rides.
Weight Watchers.
That's what we got.
Weight Watchers has nothing on that, bro.
No, we got to start putting like that giant roller coaster in gyms.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
That old roller coaster, just put it in a gym, and that's gonna burn all the calories.
Exactly. That's gym class every day.
Exactly.
Whoever puts it in a gym will be my gym class hero.
Oh, if that ever gets put in a gym, they could take all of the money I have forever.
I fucking love it. But all right, so I want to ask, with comedy, we have a lot of time to think about this, being stuck inside and everything, but when it comes to, Jersey or New York or anywhere close to where you're at right now, where's one place in particular you'd like to perform, just off the top of your head, if you have anything?
As far like a specific club or just an area?
Yeah, just a club.
Oh, I've always wanted to perform at the Comedy Cellar because I think that's just like the mecca for places in New York
That's fair.
or Gotham even. But the Comedy Cellar is like that's God above all. Like that's my place.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to perform in Caroline, so I feel that I was supposed to actually back in April, but everybody shut down and shit, so it's kind of hard to do
Right.
that. But I definitely that's the one place I want to perform at, and that's been a huge goal of mine ever since I started doing stand up. So that's one place I want to go to. I'd love to go to the Comedy Cellar too.
Yeah, I mean the Cellar like I so I actually saw my first live show ever as like I had to have been like 18 or something at the
Okay.
Comedy Cellar, and I didn't even know that I would fall in love with comedy then, but like thinking back on it now is like retroactively thinking just
Yeah.
man, like I love that place. Like that was definitely where this all started.
You know what really just attracted me to the Comedy Cellar and the layout of it? It was right after I watched that Jeff Ross and Dave Attell special. Like I didn't appreciate it until that point.
Mm, that see that's interesting because I just rewatched Ray Romano's special and he filmed it at the Comedy Cellar.
Oh, that was
And
fucking
that
beautiful too.
yeah, and I was like when I watched that back and I saw the Comedy Cellar like that the classic like stained glass in the background, I was like, oh my god, I forgot how much I love this place. You know, like I would love to be there.
What makes the Comedy Cellar unique too is that he was able to shoot it in both different rooms, and he did half of it in each room, and he filmed himself walking to the Comedy Cellar, walking to the other room. Like the way he was able to set everything up was just phenomenal, the way he was able to do it, and it was just enjoyable to watch, going from the old room to the newer room. you know I can't even imagine, what it was like for Ray Romano to do comedy back then and see the way the Comedy Cellar has grown now, because he's doing it for longer than either you or me have been alive. So
Oh yeah, I mean, I think another cool part about that whole, I think you'll appreciate this too, is when he drops it. Both his sets were dropped. Like nobody knew he was doing it, and his first, like the first one, they filmed him in the green room with the other comics, and they look like so starstruck, like absolutely hyped. And I could only imagine, like, I'd be so pumped if my 5 minute set or whatever at the Comedy Cellar got hijacked by like a 30 by Ray Romano. I'd be like, yeah, take it. Like, just do it. This is a dream come true to even see it. You know?
I think part of me would just be so pissed after the fact, be like, I let this fucker take my set, even though I knew how much I was gonna love it during, and probably did. It's just like it's. I feel like I would think about that after and be like, did he just take my set? Did I just let it happen?
I mean, dude, could, I could count the time. Like, I couldn't even count the amount of times. Like, as a kid growing up, my mom would always make jokes about like the like the Romano show and just like how like my sister and I were like Robert and Ray and that relationship. You know, it's pretty awesome. Like it's like thinking back, like to see a hero like that, even if it was a hijack of my set, I just
Yeah.
pissed for a little, but it's still sick.
All right, well, let me ask you this. You said you went to your first stand-up show at 18. You said it's at the Comedy Cellar. Was there anything that kept you from doing it back then? I'm curious.
Nothing kept me from doing it back then,
Okay.
but like I think that's where like that like I said, like retroactively the journey started and like watching all those specials and stuff.
Okay.
Like and then I kind of piggybacking off the one girl from college, like I had an ex girlfriend who basically like her whole thing was that you got to be able to do things that provide for a family and things like that, and like comedy wasn't one of them. Oh, like she was very down on that dream. And
Okay.
then once that ended, I was also like, I've been sitting back on this dream for too long. Like I gotta get into it again. And I guess like the main driver, like sitting there thinking about 18-year-old me, like bright, like that dark room with the bright light on the stage, like that little stained glass window that says Comedy Cellar, like that could have been the driving force the whole time, and just kind of came out.
I have a feeling that it probably was, just from hearing it, but it's not something that you maybe even realized, right away when you started doing it. Maybe it's something you realized recently. I don't know. I really don't know what goes on in your head, but I think it definitely had something to do with it. It definitely sounds like it ignited like a love and a passion for it in some sort of way, whether it's as a fan or as a fellow comedian. But I do definitely think it had something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, the best part about it too is like, everybody kind of likes being back home to some extent, like being back in the area. And I didn't think I would meet like such cool people doing this,
Yeah.
and like going back and like thinking about me then and thinking about not realizing what it takes, and then meeting the people who are so willing to help. It's like it's not you, it's the people around you,
Yeah.
and I think that's super important. It's like the experiences that you retain, but the people around you who like drive you to do it.
You can't do anything on your own. You always need somebody at some point. You needed parents or a guardian of some kind growing up, because you're not able to learn about the world around you properly unless you have that. You're not always able to get out of every mess, every jam, every mistake you make on your own. Sometimes you need help from a friend or, somebody you never expected. You know, it's very hard to go through life on your own, because you're going to need help at some point, and it doesn't matter how old you're going to get.
Absolutely. I mean, dude, like I've never met you in person. Like that has not been a possibility because of everything that's going.
Yeah. What the Hey, what just happened? I just heard this man hang up. Uh, so does that
Hello,
mean
John.
what happened?
May have been a connection.
Okay. You guys all right over there?
No, it's not on my end.
No, not that. You guys like all right in the other room? You almost sound like you're arguing or something.
I'm sorry?
You almost sound like you're arguing in the other room. You all right?
Why can't I hear? Oh, that's why.
Can you hear me okay?
I'm sorry. Say it again, John.
You guys all right over there in the other room? You kind of sounded like you were going back and forth for a second.
No, we're fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you look like you lost your connection with the other guy, though.
Yeah, I did. I heard it in my headphones, so definitely something happened.
Yeah.
You want me to tell him to call again?
Yeah, you can tell him to call again.
Okay.
Well, you got about
Lost
6 minutes.
Connection. That's it?
I mean, no, I'm sorry. You got 8 minutes.
8. It's 8:44.
Yeah, you got to be 8:53.
Wow, what's wrong?
I got a new show. Remember I sent you a text yesterday.
Oh, you need a couple minutes to set it up.
Yep.
Set it up. All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. So wait, are Mongeli and Max staying on for?
No, it's not. It's a new show.
No, I know that, but are they like staying as like an earlier time?
No, they start at 9 o'clock.
No, Mongeli and Max, Funny Talk.
Oh, no. Yeah, they're on off weeks. Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah,
they're
Mangeli and Max. Yeah, they're second and fourths.
oh, they're still second and fourth. They're
Fourths,
gonna be at that
yeah.
time again.
Yep, second and fourths.
Oh, all right.
Yep. This new show is called The Third Spear.
The Third Spear. What the fuck is that
Yep.
about? What's that about?
It's going to be about history. And they're going to go into. Oh, there he is.
All right, you all right? John, you there?
John, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. I think it took him a second. Where were we, man?
No, I was just saying that if you and I have never met in person. Like
No.
we've never met ever. But like at this point, with everything that's going on, like without your help, like one, I never meet Dwayne and like the cool people that I've met so far through you, but like I gained another friend in comedy. Like that's crazy. Like that wasn't an experience I ever had in Massachusetts. Not yet, who knows what can happen going forward, but it happened so quick here. And like that's the cool part about this network. People might think that comedy has some level of competitiveness, which it does. Like, there are the competitive people, but you can't do it without meeting people who want to get to where you're going.
Yeah,
Same people.
I agree with that. Speaking of that, though, you did have a conversation with Sharon Simon while she was hammered, and I've
Yeah.
actually never even seen her drunk myself. So tell me what that was like.
Oh, dude, she was awesome. I mean, Sharon was. I looked her up after like you had introduced us, and she's funny as all hell.
Oh my
She
god,
could-
so
Dude,
one of the funniest comics I know, if not the
uh,
funniest.
knockout, like incredible. But imagine that and like being on the phone with her. We were trying to like network and get some stuff together, and she was cracking me up. Like
I
I
bet.
can't even remember specific things that she said, but she would just like say something and be like, "Sorry, I'm drunk." Like she would sound so sad, but it would be so funny. Dude, she was awesome.
That was honestly, legitimately, when you called her and I heard about this, that was the first time she had been drunk in months. Because, she was trying to stay sober throughout the whole quarantine. Then she put a status up saying, "Should I get drunk? I have a Zoom show tonight." And I was like, go for it if that's what you want. So she ended up doing it. And I think that's when you talked to her. And
It was
was the greatest
awesome.
timing ever. But no, you enjoyed the conversation with her?
Yeah, she was great, dude. Like she offered such good advice about showcases, where to go, like how she could sing, and like how she offered me like you know people in comedy don't just need things involved in comedy. Like things that you're good at could be helpful to them. And like
Yeah.
I'm trained in video. Like I could help anybody do video and stuff like that. And like, I'm a journalism major. I write very well. And like she wanted me to help her, and I do need to get that back to her. But we're working on a press release for her so she can get some press.
Yeah.
And it's an I scratch my it's a scratch back thing. Like you go back and forth. And like she was really cool about it. And like I'd never gotten that level with like other comics besides like you and Jay and like the people that I've met so far in like the last month or so.
Yeah. Sharon's really good with, you helping her, she helping you scratch my back. She's awesome with that, definitely. But what's some of the advice that she offered you, just really quick?
Some advice that she gave me. Is that
Yeah.
it? The coolest thing that she said to me was that like, and I hope I don't know if you'll remember because she was hammered, but like you can't be afraid to just like do it, and
Yeah.
like if you think that you think might or might not work, do
Yeah.
it. Like you never know. Put it in front of people. And this wasn't her saying this was something that like I heard a little later, but it was like the two things that like for lack of a better term, the audience is the biggest thing that you face, regardless of if you think they're good. Because
Yeah.
whether or not they laugh determines the value of a joke.
Yeah.
And she kind of offered that as like, as smart as they may be, or as good as an audience they may be, you don't know what they find funny unless you test it. So just try it. You're gonna fail before you succeed.
Yeah, I think that's definitely great advice, especially when you look at the fact that, not every joke works for every audience and people just have different tastes. And I think the more you do comedy, the more you realize that, you know, you got to try things, over and over again. You got to put things in different ways to see how it's going to work the best. So I actually really like that advice.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to say when like anybody can get cliche advice or like advice that you've heard a million times before, but it's different when you hear it in a different light, in a different context from somebody who just so genuinely means it. You know, like I've gotten people to tell me things like not even involved in comedy, like you'll never know unless you do it, and
Yeah.
that doesn't hold as true, or that doesn't hold as like thick in my mind. But then when the way Sharon described it, it was like this is a principle that she genuinely believes, and I need to really.
Really what? Did the sound cut out again, guys? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, John.
Sound cut out?
Nope, it's still on.
Okay, well, did the sound cut out?
No, he's still on. Oh, he just got disconnected.
Alright, so... Bring him on.
There you go. You got
Alright.
about 3 minutes.
Sorry about that.
Very good.
Connection's kind of shoddy right now, so just finish up what you were trying to say?
And I was just saying, like, she genuinely meant it, you know? Like,
Okay.
you don't have to, yeah, you know, people don't genuinely mean some things that they say, and they just say cliches to get through a conversation. But she, like, you have to
Yeah.
hold that true. Like, you have to hold that value, you know? Like, it means something.
Yeah. Definitely, 100%. Alright, but, you know, I would love to keep this going, but I actually just found out there's a new show coming on. Ruben, what's that show called?
It's called The Third Spear, and it's going to take a look through history and go through some of the truths and lies that were passed down through history.
I was wondering what that shit was about. Alright,
Yep.
but definitely look forward to that after my show, everybody. And John, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And, you know, really quick, if you want to talk about anything you have coming up, just let everybody know really quick.
Yeah, man. So my 30-minute special just got filmed. Hopefully that'll be somewhere soon. We're waiting to see. But other than that, you can check me out at the New York Underground Comedy Festival. Just got accepted as an official entry to that. So did you, John. So
Yes, sir.
congrats to you, man. Thanks for having me on. And you guys can follow me at John Franklin Entertainment on Instagram. Had a blast, man. It was so good to talk to you.
Yeah, you too, man. Definitely. Definitely want to have you back on again. So, once again, thank you for coming on. You have a good night, all right, man?
Yeah, you too. It was a pleasure.
All right. Deuces, bro.
Peace.
All right, everybody. That was John Franklin here on HamiltonRadio.net, channel HR2. Like he mentioned, check us both out at the New York Underground Comedy Festival. I believe that's May 6th. I'll have to double check that, but that's the date. I'm pretty sure both myself and John Franklin are on that. We both just filmed our specials. His Here for the Story, mine On Tour to Nowhere. Mine I'll be sharing on social media as soon as I can. First time I've ever done a 30-minute set. I believe the comedy itself came a little bit under that, but definitely a set I enjoyed very much doing. And, you know, his hopefully is available somewhere soon as well. So we'll keep you posted on that. But other than that, this is the Roundtable here on HamiltonRadio.net, channel HR2. I am John Brecco, and I will be back here same time, same channel next week. Good night. Deuces.
Everybody riot, organized chaos, nobody quiet. We gon' try a seance. Communication and communion with the world's greatest icon. Station as a human, yet he's listening to my song.